Sorry. What a fight. I mean, neither guy can really find that opponent. And both guys have been so dangerous out there.
You don't think Brooks can find an opponent? I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Brooks can find an opponent. Brooks can find an opponent. They would have fought him already. Brooks find an opponent. Nobody going over to England. He's trying to come here. He's trying to fight.
Did you get a chance to see Shannon Briggs chasing around David Hay?
I didn't. I saw Shannon right at the end as soon as I went off the air, and I was saying what's up to him. I didn't realize he was chasing David.
David ran away.
But I saw David in Miami, and he said, yeah, he'll give Shannon a fight, but they're gonna figure out, David just come here to support Frampton. I don't think he's looking to argue with Shannon tonight.
Paulie, love though, man. Everybody was following around.
Yeah.
Let's go, champ. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got a absolutely. I saw him at the end of the night. I give him a let's go champ. It's like his thing now. As soon as everybody sees him, you just give him a let's go champ.
Paulie, you look really good out there performing tonight. Will we see you again, and how do you feel?
I don't know. I'm not thinking about anything in the future right now. That's exactly my thought. I don't know.
Man, Broner's in jail right now. What is the message?
Man, I mean, as far as Broner, that was kind of undisciplined of him. He got off the charges. He was about to get off, and the judge is trying to make an example out of him when he showed up late like that. Hopefully, Adrien can get himself together.
Is he ever going to change?
I don't know. That's a personal decision. He's a grown man. He's not a little kid. He's a grown man, so he's gonna have to make some choices in life. But he's hopefully he doesn't waste his talent and all the ability he's been given. Because I still think he can make a lot of money, and hopefully he can get himself straightened out and get himself together, and not blow his money for one, and set himself up for life if he can live in a more disciplined fashion.
Well, like I said before, go ahead.
Is this the way you envisioned it?
Yeah, it was nice. It was nice. It was cool. I would have liked the arena to be more full when I got to the ring. It wasn't, but that's okay. I understand I was part of it on the undercard. I appreciated the reception. It was a good win against a decently solid contender. Bracero will never be mistaken for a world beater, but he was not a bad fighter at all. And this guy had him for a long time. I was happy to give him the opportunity. It was cool. It was if it is the end, it was a cool experience to go out on.
What do you think every day?
Mikey looked good, man. Mikey looked good. I think Elio Rojas can be a real problem for people at 130 pounds. Everybody's going to talk about Mikey, and Mikey's phenomenal. It's really the way he finally started closing the distance and landing those power shots was really something impressive. But I've known Elio for a long time. He was just stuck in those Don King contracts, as is everybody who gets stuck in Don King contracts. You never find out who they are, And I knew Elio when he came to the U.S. and he came to New York, and he was always very impressive. And I think from what I saw of him tonight, I hadn't seen him in a long time, so I wasn't sure what he had left. From what I saw of Elio tonight in that fight, I think if Elio fights at 130 pounds, I might pick him to beat some world champions at 130 pounds. Elio can be effective at his own weight.
Like he said, 2 or 3 fights, and then whoever's champ at 140 he wants. Assuming that's Terrence Crawford, is that even a matchup?
I think in the long run you can make that fight if Terrence stays at super lightweight. I think right now, though, Mikey's ready for any of the lightweight champions for sure. I probably would favor Mikey Garcia against any of the world champions at lightweight. I'm trying to think of who they are. I think Zlaticanin will be a fun fight. I think Terry Flanagan is world champion at lightweight. I can't really see a lightweight right now that I would pick to beat Mikey Garcia. Maybe I'm not thinking of Zlaticanin. Zlaticanin would be a fun fight. It would be a fun fight. I still think Mikey's better technically, but it'd be a fun fight.
Paulie, why scorecards tonight? Why scorecards are judging in boxing?
Well, I felt the right guy won. It was just a little bit wide, but I'm starting to think that Tom Strike just makes a 117, 111 every time he goes into the bathroom. Because he had a 17-11 tonight. That's like his he got you before, right? He got me with a 17-11 too. Broner, right? That's like a Tom Strike scorecard. 117-11.
Special, right?
I'm thinking he fills it out before the fight starts, and then maybe he watches it, or maybe he goes to the bathroom. I don't know, but 17-11 is like when you see a Tom Strike judge fight, you're gonna get a 17-11 from that guy. I think, whether it's close or not.
How true is it being in the ring? Leo said, there was an influence, the crowd, they're playing Caroline, there's only one car. He said that had a lot to do with the judging bias. Is that true?
It's possible. I do think the right guy won the fight, but I did think it was closer. Even a draw wouldn't have been out of the question, but I thought Frampton slightly edged it. I thought Cavallari's was probably the closest to what it could have been. It was probably an even fight, 7-5, maybe 8-4 if you really push it, stretch it. But if anything, Frampton at least was the right deserving winner in my opinion. But Yeah, the crowds definitely, they play a role in influence, of course. I mean, it's tough to, for a judge, it's tough to do his job sometimes, when the crowd is so into the fight. But, Frampton's fans, they travel well.
Paul, we saw this fight tonight very close, but at the same time, we saw when you fought Broner, I thought, and trying to be unbiased as much as I can and professional, I thought you pretty much edged him out, outboxed him. He just landed some blows that maybe looked a little more significant, but I saw the fight a couple of times. We've seen injustices in boxing, and like I said, this has always been your home. And no matter who fights any night, it's always your home. But that was one injustice that we saw, and tonight it wasn't a highway robbery, but it was probably rightfully so that Frampton.
No, it wasn't highway robbery. I just felt that Santa Cruz is probably deserved a little bit more credit for some of the rounds. I thought it was a closer fight. I thought it was a great fight, and back-to-back great fights by Buffalo Center. Which is pretty cool.
Thank you for always being there for us, Paul. Thank you.